All right, real quick guys, before we get started with this video, I just gotta make a couple quick announcements. And the number one announcement is finally hit 500 subscribers. So I just wanna take this moment to say thank you to all of you guys who have shown your support by subscribing to the channel. You guys, this means the world to me. I appreciate you all so much. Seeing you guys actually subscribing to the channel, that helps motivate me. All right guys, so another thing too is I'm kind of adding some little tweaks into how I do the videos. I got a new mic. Boop. Hopefully this is going to help out with the audio a little bit. If this sounds better than the previous videos, just let me know if you guys like the audio setup how it is now. With all that out the way, what's up everybody? It's your boy Bees coming back with yet another video. So guys, if you watched the last video, I made a very important announcement at the end of that video. And basically what I said was finally be boosting my 350Z. I just wanted to get a couple things out the way first before I did it, but now we're going to proceed and start actually getting into the build progress of boosting the Z. So guys, I basically went ahead and got a dry erase board and wrote everything that I'm going to be doing. So today we're going to knock off one of the first things on this list, which is going to be with the engine, and I need to replace my valve covers. But you guys know that over time, the spark plug seals leak on the valve cover gaskets, which may cause misfiring, oil getting down in your spark plugs, and just coating your spark plugs with oil. The factory plastic valve covers, you cannot service them and replace that little grommet that goes around the spark plug valley. At least as far as my knowledge goes, how most people do is you just replace the valve covers themselves. Now you can either go with OEM ones, or you could go like how I did and go ahead and get you some metal valve covers. And these are actually serviceable. You can replace those seals if they leak later on down the road. Now I ordered mine from Amazon. These are the Midzone. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to pick up a set for yourselves. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead, unbox this so that way we can see what these look like and start installing the first parts for the boosted build. Like, oh man, I can't wait for this. So here we go. All right guys, so as you can see, I went with the red powder coat on these. There's only like one little spot that's kind of little messed up in the powder coat, kind of like right in there. Hey, whatever, you probably won't even see it anyway because you guys know how it is with the VQ motor. It came with a new tube. There's other hardware inside here. It looks like a new PCV valve, and then it came with all the screws and new oil cap. Now comes the fun part, of which we're going to get ready to install these.
I'll take a picture.
Okay, I'll take a picture.
Jeez. Oh no! Yes! And pro and pour.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, baby. Good job. Guys, so we have the valve cover off. I'm looking at my motor at the head and it looks pretty clean. I don't see like any sludge buildup or any like heavy staining or anything like that. So in my non-expert opinion, it looks like it was pretty well taken care of. But yeah, guys, here we are looking at the bottom side of the driver's side valve cover. These are the spark plug O-ring oil gasket thingies. I don't know the actual technical name for it, but you know what I mean. And these are what leak on the motors, and that's how you get oil down into your spark plugs. So excuse the table, it's a little messy, but here we are having a side-by-side comparison of the old one with the new one. Pretty much everything looks the same. It came with new hardware and stuff, but I don't know if it came with this filler gasket thing. If it didn't, I'll take that off and put it on the new one. I did hear people say that when they ran these type of valve covers, that they went ahead and just made sure that all of these bolts were nice and tightened down. So I'm going to double check that real quick, because we do not want one of these bolts falling down inside the motor. As long as they're tight and things like that, everything will be good. I'm gonna do that off camera. When you guys see me again, we'll be putting the valve cover onto the motor. Then we could do a side-by-side comparison of the new one on the motor next to the old one. Man, what y'all know about that red top VQ35? Man, that looks amazing. This is how this motor should have came from the factory. Like, this kind of gives me a little bit of SR20 vibe, like red top SR20 vibe. What do you guys think down in the comments? You know, go ahead and drop what you guys think right now. So that side's on. Now we just gotta get started on the passenger side. So we'll get ready to get started on that one next. All right, guys, so the passenger side sucks. I am not gonna lie to you all at all. It was not fun doing the passenger side, but we finally have both valve covers on. Hopefully those gaskets are where they need to be, because that was another pain trying to make sure that the gaskets stayed underneath the valve cover and the little galley where it's supposed to be at. But yeah, you know, fingers crossed we don't have to get back in here and take this back apart, because that would definitely suck. But I'm gonna go ahead, finish getting the engine back together with putting the upper plenum back on, yada, 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 all that stuff. So we have the motor back together. I just didn't put the strut bar back on because I want to start up the Z before I put everything 100% back together, just to make sure that there's no leaks or I missed anything, because I would hate to put this all the way back together and then I had to take it back apart because a gasket was inside of the motor or something like that. But fingers crossed that did not happen. We're going to go ahead and start up the Z now. So forgot about those coolant lines. All right, so your boy messed up. I forgot to plug the coolant lines back in. I'm going to fix this real quick, and then we're going to put the camera back on. All right, let's try this again. Oh, damn it. All right, guys, so a little bit of good news, then bad news. Good news is coolant's no longer leaking on the driver's side. Doesn't look like the driver's side valve cover is leaking. Now it's time for the bad news. Yeah. The valve cover is leaking on the passenger side, which is the pain in the butt side, and I knew that there was going to be an issue over there just because of how it was going about putting that gasket on. So now I have the fun job of taking this all apart again to reinstall it. I'm going to go ahead and fix this off camera, get all the leaks and all that stuff situated. So once everything's done, squared, set away, then I will see you guys back on the camera. So here we go. Wish me luck, guys. Alrighty, guys, so finally the Z does not leak anymore. Man, when I tell you that was annoying, I kept on having problem after problem with this. Now, I don't know if it was just my own doing or if it was the gasket that was on the passenger side valve cover. Normally they say the third time's the charm. Well, it was the fourth time this time. So basically what I had to end up doing was I took the valve cover off for the fourth time, or it might have been, I don't know, third time, fourth time, however many times. I took it off and then I pulled the gasket out. I ran a bead of gasket maker along on the inside of the valve cover. I put the gasket in there, the rubber gasket that came with it. I put that in there, waited about 20 minutes. And then I also put a bead of gasket material around the head as well where the valve cover goes. So I was like, I know for a fact that it should not leak after this, in which it does not. So thank goodness that is done. As you guys can see, the motor's back together. The only thing that is left is to put the strut bar back across the motor. I need to check the oil as well, because of course, while each of these trials of me starting the motor, you know, if it was going to leak or not, there was oil that leaked out. So I need to check that, make sure that my oil is topped off. I wish that you could see the valve covers more. You guys know how the VQ motors are. There's just stuff just bleh everywhere. But what do you guys think? I think it looks pretty good. Just that little pop of red. Do you guys think this is dope, or you think it's a nope? I would still recommend these valve covers. I mean, get rid of those plastic ones that's coming on the motor already, because those are just going to break from heat over time anyway, and you guys know that you can't service those. But the good thing about this is it's done now. Like I said, I just got to put the strut bar back on, the turbo list, and delete one item. Or, you know, we'll just put a check mark by it. So guys, that's one less thing that we got to worry about when it comes to the turbo swap going on. All right, guys, and just like that, everything is back together. The oil, it's about half a quart low, which I'm not really going to worry too much about, because I have an oil pan spacer that I'm going to be putting on here. That's probably going to be in the next video. This is what it looks like, so y'all tell me what you think. Hopefully you guys found this video pretty informative, and go ahead and laugh like, hey, we all make mistakes, that's cool, but I'm humble enough to where I can show my mistakes that I make as well. If you guys want to see more content and you want to see me building the turbo kit for this Z, you got to make sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. That way you guys know when I upload the next video. I thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!